Hello and welcome to the OCVarsity Gridiron Show Week 9. We are not at the Orange County Register offices today, obviously. We're here at Mater Dei High School here in Santa Ana. The guys are going to hit the field in a few short hours, but we're here beforehand to talk about the big game. Both teams 8-0 heading into this clash. Last year, Mater Dei lost the regular season battle, but hey, they won the one that mattered, if you will, in the playoffs, winning that CIF championship on way to winning state and a national crown. Steve, I can talk all day setting up this matchup, but hey, we talked to head coach Bruce Rollinson earlier, got his thoughts, and we'll hear those in a bit. But Steve, your thoughts and your prediction.
Well, I think Mater Dei is going to win this game. I think their offense just rolling right now. They're they're unstoppable pretty much. Maybe take away the pretty much out of that sentence. You know, Bryce Young's communication with his receivers is great. The O-line is giving him plenty of time. Thing that Mater Dei needs to do, though, really interesting left, as good as DJ is at quarterback for Bosco, they got to watch the run. If they can stop the run, they can put more pressure on DJ, because Bosco's averaging 152 rushing yards a game. They can clamp down on that. It's going to help their defense a lot.
Dan, obviously huge ramifications for this game. You're talking about the number one seed, it looks like, heading into the Division I playoffs, as well as, hey, let's face it, the winner of this game is very likely to win the Trinity League title. Yeah. Dan, your thoughts and predictions?
Well, I'm picking Mater Dei as well. You know, I think it really sets up well for the Monarchs this year. They've already played a game at St. John Bosco, mid-September, beat St. Francis in a really high-profile game. That St. Francis team turned out to be outstanding. That's a big win. Bosco's also got the wake-up call. They're at home. They got the wake-up call against, Servite, who maybe turned out to be a better passing team than we knew at the time. So that Servite was a good test for Bosco. I think the biggest test for Mater Dei is going to be on defense and in dealing with DJ and his scrambling abilities. And I think if the Monarchs play well in the secondary and the linebackers, I think they're going to be okay. But they got to get some pressure on DJ, and they're going to have to worry about tackling him when he scrambles.
Okay, we talked to head coach Bruce Rollinson earlier. Here's what he had to say.
We've presented to the kids it's 1 week at a time, but I'm like I say, they've had this one circled, and so is everybody else in Southern California, and that's what makes it great. This is the kind of football game that we love to coach in, and my kids love to play in.
All right, thanks to Mater Dei for hosting the Gridiron Show today, guys. But it's not all about the Trinity League this week. Let's talk about the South Coast League, where we have a mega matchup. That is San Clemente 8-1. They will be on the road to face Mission Viejo, who is 8-0. Steve, last year San Clemente surprised everybody by defeating the Diablos 21-20 to take their first South Coast League title since 1999. It was a while for the Tritons, but the Diablos, I'm guessing they're a little bit upset about that still, and they're going to be ready Friday night.
Yeah, Mission Viejo's had this game circled for a while, I think, on their calendar, and I'm picking Mission Viejo to win this game. The offense has come together. Peter Costelli's gotten healthy, and they're rolling up the points right now. But the main thing with Mission Viejo is that wonderful defense. Their front four with Kennelly, with Carry-On, with Schwenke, and then those linebackers, my gosh, with David Meyer, who just got an offer from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. That guy's a tackle machine, and Mascarenas is as well. So I got Mission Viejo winning this game.
As far as last week, gentlemen, San Clemente beat Capistrano Valley. Mission Viejo had a bye, so Mission gets a little bit of rest going into this matchup, Dan. But for Mission Viejo, I know they want that South Coast League title back. But San Clemente, come on now, they're firing too, and they know that they want to defend.
Yeah, one town, one team. They're going to come up. There's a lot of pride. Try to defend that South Coast League title. I mean, those South Coast League title shirts, they surfaced pretty quick down in San Clemente last year after that well-deserved title. So how could San Clemente win this game? When I agree with everything that Fryer says, I think San Clemente is really good. They've been tested. They're not going to see, the Tritons won't see a better passing attack this week than they saw against Corona Del Mar with Garbers and Humphreys and all those guys. But I think the thing that could maybe really spark the Tritons would maybe be the running ability and the elusiveness in the pocket of their quarterback Billups. So I think that's a type of quarterback that I don't know if Mission Viejo's seen, and that could maybe give their defense and their defensive line and their linebackers maybe something to throw them off a step and make this game more competitive. But I'm still picking the Diablos.
It's going to be an outstanding matchup. And finally, we are going to go to Villa Park taking on Yorba Linda, guys. Last year, Villa Park beat Yorba Linda 35-14. And last week, Villa Park crushed Canyon 63-6. The Spartans look like they're getting it together here late to give Yorba Linda a heck of a game.
Villa Park is getting it together right now, but I really am kind of up in the air on this game, and I may change my mind by the time I go into print, which Dan knows I do. But at this point, I think I really like Yorba Linda because I like the way they're playing defense right now. Villa Park, may still be kind of gathering it together somewhat, but you look at the teams Villa Park's lost to, but I really like Yorba Linda's defense. I think they got a lot of good guys all on that side of the ball, and we'll have to see how that rolls out. But right now I'm picking the Yorbas.
Is this game a toss-up, Dan?
I don't know. I think it's it's going to be a very good game. It's one of the best games of this rivalry championship week. And I'm also going to pick the Mustangs. And it's interesting is I've seen Villa Park play a few times this year, and one of the people I saw the Villa Park Foothill game, which was I think a pretty telling game, was who was also in attendance that day was Jeff Bailey of Yorba Linda, and he watched that game where Villa Park struggled with discipline, struggled with the penalties, and some of their composure. And I think the blueprint is there for Yorba Linda if they can execute it. If they're going to run Haddad, they're going to control the clock, they're going to keep that Villa Park offense off the field, and they're going to probably accept that Villa Park's going to make a couple big plays because they have playmakers and with Zion, Alfacio, and they can hook us some plays. But I think if Yorba Linda's able to play disciplined football, cover up on defense on their assignments, and run the ball, I think they'll be okay.
This is probably shaping up to be the best week in Orange County football. We didn't even talk about CDM and Newport Harbor. There's some other games out there, so make sure to check out OCVarsity all night long for all your updates. Read Steve and Dan's stories, check out the photos, check out the video highlights, and we'll see you at the games.